What is up, you guys? I am Simbabble,
And I'm Curly.
and you are watching The Collateral Problem. Well done, you guys. So, this is one of the very few serious videos that we're actually going to be doing, and it is going to be on our thoughts of the Black Ops 2 zombie trailer. So, it's going to include stuff that we'd like to see, and what we have seen. So, yeah.
Yeah, so if we start off with the stuff we'd like to see.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the other day, and we just jotted some stuff down in this book I have right in front of me. And we were talking about if there's going to be a new box, or if there's any box at all.
Yeah. Because personally, I did like the idea of the box, but I feel that I get screwed over so often by the box. But it's kind of hard to imagine it without the box, because, it was in World War and then Black Ops. So I don't know what they could do instead. You got any ideas on that?
Maybe they'll have, difficult ways to get better guns.
For instance?
Say you have to jump across, a small chasm to get, a ray gun or something.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. But what we also said as well was perhaps you get given a gun and your gun levels up with you, sort of like it does in Modern Warfare 3. Obviously, the different companies who do the two different Call of Duties, but still, the idea might still have been there since Black Ops 1 that they wanted to level up the guns so they're better, and maybe that's just in campaign, and then you've got the box in survival mode or whatever. So yeah, it'd be something to look at.
Okay, now if we move on to perks. The perks we'd like to see is, a lightweight thing. Lightweight pro, you can run faster, or your guns don't weigh anything. The HK21 still there, maybe, if it is, or an M60. They're quite heavy.
Yeah.
And if you manage to buy this lightweight perk, then you could just sprint around for ages with, normal speed.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And, a fire resistance, as you can see in the trailer, the last, map thing, there's lava pools. So,
Yeah, we would love to see. Well, perhaps just a resistance altogether. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like elements. Maybe there are is a map where it is cold, like in Call of the Dead, you get frozen if you stay in that lake for too long. Perhaps there's just an elemental resistance perk. Perhaps.
Just maybe.
Just maybe. Yeah.
So drops now.
Well, we had a couple of ideas with the drops, didn't we? We had some nice ideas. And one of which was that you could perhaps have negative perks. So if you pick them up, they screw you over. For instance, all your perks get taken off you for 30 seconds if you pick up this drop or whatever. So
yeah. And say you bought double tap, and if you picked up this drop, it'll make your guns fire at half the rate it normally would.
Yeah, so the opposite to double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then some good perks could be you get unlimited grenades or ammo, max ammo.
Yeah, but for a certain amount of time, and then perhaps a bottomless clip drop, which is basically you won't have to reload for as long as that drop is active. Because that would be quite a good one if you're stuck in a tight situation. You can just fire the fuck out of everyone who's cornering you or whatever. So you have got a heavy machine gun, a light machine gun. Sorry, you've got a light machine gun that would certainly help you out. Like that.
Or maybe if you had an RPG and you need to get rid, your teammates are stuck in a corner, you can just
yeah. How'd it go? Just like that. Yeah. Or maybe even if the thunder gun is back, you could just fire the thunder gun at 112 people.
And that takes us on to our next point, which is power guns.
Yes, it does. So, now, you go.
Okay, we were just wondering, are there going to be any power guns just to make it that more challenging, or will they bring some back?
What would you like to see? If you could only have one power gun from either World at War or Black Ops, which one would you have back?
The Wonder Warfare, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Why'd you say that?
Because, you could be stuck in a tight situation and, it's like the thunder gun, basically, but it's much more effective if they're not in one line.
Fair enough. No, I agree with that. Do you know which gun, or which power gun I really, really did enjoy?
Which one was that?
Was the weapons on Moon, which name escapes me now. However, I will put out a video. That's going to bug me now, but...
yeah, you could stick them together.
Yeah, and then take them apart. And they did act like either individual Wonder Waffles or one big Wonder Waffle. And I did like that. That was quite a cool... a little feature.
Yeah. So, also, in the trailer, you can see that there's a bike at the end and a bus at the start. And you can see that you move around, this big, huge map on the bus.
We think.
Yeah. So, we really like to see if you could, drive those things yourself. Say, the bike, you could, for a quick escape.
Yeah.
Or the bus, if you need to move more than one person.
Yeah, we're also not sure whether they could be sort of like the teleporter in Kino, like if you hop on the bus, you pay a certain amount of money, it'll take you to a Pack-a-Punch, or take you to maybe where you can acquire a power gun or something like that.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
So, we read about stuff as well, just to make this video more interesting. We learned there's going to be 3 different zombie types. One called Transit, one called Survival, and one called Grief.
Which one are you most looking forward to?
I'm quite looking forward to Grief. I want to see what that would bring.
Yeah, personally I agree with you there, because that's going to be tough. Would you like to explain all 3 types then?
Okay, so Transit is one big map, and there's like 8 people working together to survive as long as you can. Basically normal zombies, but with more people.
And a bigger map, a much bigger map.
Much bigger. So the pros and cons of this, it could be the box might be a problem if there's a box. Like getting to that, into the box because the place is so big.
Yeah, that's what we were concerned about with that and that's what also made us question whether or not there's going to be a box. Is say you are at the top. Imagine it like a Saints Row map, and you're at the top. Excuse me, the top left-hand corner. You use the box. Teddy bear comes up, and now it's at the bottom right. That's going to take you a good 15 minutes to get down to the bottom of that map. If the map is as big as they're making it out to be, that is going to be a massive problem. Which does maybe explain the purpose of the bus. Perhaps it will take you from each 4 corners of the huge transit map, perhaps, because transit, as you know, is related to transport as a word. So it could be that that is where you're allowed to use the bus and where you're allowed to use the motorcycles.
Yeah. So we also were thinking as well, because there's 8 players, are there going to be more than 24 zombies allowed in one place?
Yes.
Spawning.
And considering how big the map is going to be as well, and also at the very end of the trailer, you see that they are being invaded by a large amount of zombies, which...
Yeah, more than 24.
I'm going to go ahead and count them and then give you the number up in your video now. But there is certainly more than 24.
Yeah. So Survival is a smaller map, and it's more traditional for the reason because there's 4 players. And we think that maybe there'll be like a section from the transit map where you will be.
Yes. So what we were thinking is basically, like I said, imagine the Saints Row map again. You've got a quarter of it for one of the survival maps, another quarter for another survival map, and so on and so forth. Then the transit map is all 4 of them, and maybe the bus takes you from each map to the next map, perhaps.
Yeah. And now Grief,
which we're both looking forward to.
Yeah, I really want to play this. It's basically like Team Deathmatch, but zombie style. So you get 2 teams of 4, and you work against each other. So say now one team was like doing good, and the other team found like a perk which would punish the other team, which comes in with our punishment drops, hopefully thing.
Yeah, that is certainly something that would really enhance that game type, is that perhaps instead of those negative perks working for your team, they work for the opposite team. So say you did get one of the opposite team who were rape training, say 24 zombies around one map, you then use the perk, or the drop, sorry, that gets rid of all their perks, and they get double slapped twice and go down because they haven't got Juggernaut. That would be a very fitting drop, I think.
Yeah. So, moving on to our next point about the website stuff. There's been rumours about a campaign for zombies. So, you can level your guns up, and you can have money and stuff to buy attachments and stuff.
We think.
Yeah. So, a thing we would like to add to that, if it is true, would be you could give your money to allies.
Yes.
So, sorry. Like, it's okay. You have no ammo, and you have no points, because you're crap, basically. And you need money to buy a gun or ammo for the war, and you're just like, oh, can I have some money? Oh, yeah, I have plenty, have some.
Yeah, that was certainly something that I would love to see in Black Ops, to be perfectly honest with you, because you always see, if you've got, say, a Python, you can get all the kills, but the points just aren't good enough. So it would be nice to see that you could trade points with someone, certainly if you are going for records and stuff, because I know that that is quite essential, that you get shitloads of points, and if you're down once, then you haven't got any perks, and say you haven't got enough, maybe 1 or 2 perks, you can just hand over some money, and that will be fine. What was that in? Survival, that's what it was in. Modern Warfare 3, Survival. I would have expected it in Black Ops, to be perfectly honest with you, but it would be nice to see in Black Ops 2.
Yeah. So another thing we were talking about is, are there going to be pauses between rounds?
Yes, that was something, wasn't it? Especially in transit, say there is a large gap between where the box is. Perhaps you would get 30 seconds per 5 rounds or whatever to just travel over to wherever you need to be, considering it is such a big map.
Yeah, so now to move on to the trailer. I don't have it in front of me right now, but from memory, at the start, you actually drive into the area.
Yes, you do. So it implies that there's voluntary presence there rather than you're forced to be there, like the teleporter in Black Ops.
Yeah. So, we were thinking, are they a team, or are they like the last survivors of the zombie apocalypse?
But one thing we did notice for definite was that the power was already on when they arrive.
Yeah, so there is obviously a new objective to this.
Yes, because there's no power, so you haven't got to go and find the power and turn the power on. Because as you see here, which I'll put a picture up, the bus sign is lit up and there is a power line opposite it. So,
yeah. So, what was I going to say now?
Good question.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. The Olympia.
The Olympia. We know for a fact that the Olympia is already in it, and I will stick a photo up here, which shows you the Olympia, or certainly a double-barrel shotgun that resembles the Olympia. Excuse me. But yeah, we certainly know that either the Olympia or a futuristic version of the Olympia is going to be in it, because we can see it right at the beginning of the video here. But as far as the other guns go, we can't really tell a resemblance between many of them. You said... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, one of them looks like an M16,
yes,
but like more futuristic.
Yeah. Which obviously is going to happen. You're not going to get exactly the same guns because it is set in the future, so you're going to get different guns.
So, as you transport in the bus, like we see in the trailer, there's like different symbols.
Yeah.
There's a skull with a knife behind it, a skull with guns behind it.
And spikes.
Maybe they are just, the objectives for that part of the map.
Yeah, that's certainly something that would be quite interesting to spice it up. Say it is a campaign, would be to go through it and then it would say survive 20 rounds or take out 1,000 zombies and there are no rounds, or use 5,000 clips of ammo in a zombie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as we said earlier as well, the level up with the guns.
Mm-hmm.
If it is gonna happen, will it like reset again? Like you get to level 20 and then you go back to level 1 with it?
That would be an interesting punishment, would it not? So it would encourage that you don't use the gun. So say level 20 gets to the utmost powerful it could be, then when you rank up from 20 it goes back to 1, and it's like it was when you picked it up from round 1. That would certainly discourage using the gun too much.
Yeah. Also, with level up, with the characters level up also, and could you start with a perk maybe if you get to a certain level?
Yeah. So, say you did have a break between each round, maybe you could purchase things that were permanent for your character, certainly in the campaign, so you could say next time you stop off at a stop, maybe this could be during the bus journey, so there's something there like a vendor or someone or something, and it could say next time you go into here you start with lightweight, or you start with juggernaut, or you start with sleight of hand, or something like that.
Yeah. So, as you can see with the picture right now, max ammo is definitely back.
Max ammo, bitch! I do like me some max ammo.
Same.
Certainly in the higher ranks.
Yeah.
But maybe... oh, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Okay, maybe max ammo does not perform as we expect it to.
Maybe.
Maybe it only gives you maximum ammo for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't kick in until the next round or something like that.
Yeah. And, as you can see with this picture right here, their heads are just popping off.
Yes.
Which implies insta-kill.
Yes.
Or a power gun.
Yes. So we're not sure about that. It could be either or. But it's an automatic, which would be a first, other than the ray gun, which doesn't really count. But it would be a first power gun that is actually automatic.
Yeah. So, riot shields.
Riot shields, as you can see in this photo here. The riot shield actually resembles the one in Gears of War.
Yeah, you can, like, plant it down and...
You can plant it down and shoot over it. Which, raises a few questions, which is, it could be, how is it going to work? How are you going to acquire it? And will the zombies be able to smash it down? Because theoretically, if you have, 8 friends, you each carry a riot shield, set it down in a corner, you could hold off forever and ever and ever if you can't bash it down.
Also, as you're bashing the zombies, it looks like they die instantly.
It does. So perhaps it's like a Bowie knife that you can acquire. Maybe you can buy it off the wall.
Yeah. And with the bike at the end of the trailer, as whoever the person's on it revs it, it's like making a screechy sound and the zombies run towards it.
Yep.
Maybe that's like a substitute for monkeys.
Yeah, perhaps. So if you're all in a shtuck and say 6 out of the 8 friends are down and there are 2 guys left, one is next to the bike, if you rev up the bike and drive off with it, perhaps the zombies will go after the bike, leaving your one friend to go and revive the rest.
Yeah. So, also we want to, like, how would the bike physics work? Could you, like, jump off and the bike would keep going so the zombies would follow the bike? Or would you have to stop before you jump off?
Yeah, because that's always been a thing with, excuse me, with Call of Duty. I've always found that the driving is not really great. Like you see in Halo, I love the driving in Halo. It's absolutely fab. Whereas I think maybe in Call of Duty you get 1 or 2 chances to drive something in it, and it's never great.
No.
It's never as exhilarating as it is in like Halo. Certainly at the end of Halo 3, I'm not sure if you played it, Curly, but it was absolutely fantastic.
Don't think I think I remember.
Well, it was absolutely fab, and I played that level at least 20 times. It was just that fun. So I would love to see that you can drive vehicles around and do it like that. Also, with that bike, it would be nice to see that it's a sort of old-fashioned chopper with a sidecar where you could sit a friend in and he would then shoot the zombies as you drive around. That would be something I'd love to see.
So that would bring a new, whole other concept towards race training.
Yes, it would. Of course it would. Yeah, because you say, well, if you could get in the bus and they would chase the bus, or you can get in the bike and they would chase the bike, I mean, you could revolutionise how you brake train, and that is certainly going to set records sky high if you can do that, because it's going to be a lot more difficult to take out a bike than it is a person.
Yeah. So, that actually brings an idea to my head right there, what you just said.
Go for it.
If you got, like, crashed the bike and the zombies started attacking the bike, would the bike be disabled for a couple of rounds?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, is perhaps you're taking a gamble with the bike. So say you get in, hypothetically, say it can take 20 hits from a zombie before it blows up. When it blows up, you go down. Yeah. So you're taking a risk by driving the bike anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's something I'd really like to see, because then it does bring a whole new aspect to it.
Yeah. So, when the lightning strikes in the trailer,
yes,
you can see there's a zombie screaming.
I'm glad you mentioned this, because I was going to bring it up.
Okay. Is that maybe a boss?
Now that would be an incredible thing that I would like to see, because, again, I'm surprised they didn't do it in Black Ops. They did not have a boss round at any point. They just, dogs and a Pentagon thief and dogs.
They had George Romero and the fire zombies and the screaming zombie, but...
I suppose, but they weren't particularly bosses. I mean, George was. In a sense, George was a boss. But he was there from round 1. There was never an allocated round for George to come out, and you had to take him on. I would like that very much, that it would be sort of like you would have to learn the tactics for each boss as well.
Yeah. So, also, another idea. You know we have Pack-a-Punch?
Yes, I do.
And attachments on the gun.
Yes, I do.
Maybe there's like a attachment Pack-a-Punch?
Yeah, yeah.
So, you like reel it in and you could get like a flamethrower rather, attachment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did that in Black Ops a little bit with, I think the FAMAS has a master key attachment if you Pack-a-Punch it. A few other guns have master keys. I think the AUG does. Yeah, the AUG does. Yeah, so it would be nice to see that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe you could like change it if you don't like it. Like say now you had a FAMAS if it's back.
Yeah.
You have a master key on it. You could reel this thing and it'd give you a silencer maybe for some reason.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
It could give you good stuff for zombies or bad stuff.
Yeah. You've just popped an idea into my head as well, which would be, perhaps with the attachments they could be a little bit more realistic, so you have maybe, you have the silencer perhaps, which would mean that you could take out zombies and they'll continue to chase whoever they're originally chasing.
Yeah.
And say you had a shotgun, it's a lot louder, so it would attract more people. So you kind of get the idea that there are roles. So you could say, I'm going to pick up a shotgun, therefore I'm going to be doing the rape train. You guys pick up silencers, stick them on a Galil, and then shoot the crap out of them.
Yeah.
You know, obviously those guns might not necessarily be in the game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would like to see that, because that would add a bit of physics to the game, and I do like to see a bit of realism in these zombie games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all we have.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
The bus. When they're driving the bus, and I'll stick I'll stick a picture up here, you're on top of the bus. How does that work? Who's driving it? Do you get to drive it, or do you get to go on top? Or maybe is it that there's 8 people, so, you know, you get one person driving, 2 people on the bottom, and the rest on top? I'm not sure how that works. That would be awesome to see, though.
Yeah. Also, music.
Yeah.
I know this is like kind of off the point, but Avenged Sevenfold are back.
Yay! We love Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, we do. And are they going to be there for the whole game, or is Seedman going to be back?
Well, I mean, Siegeman did a few good ones, but personally, I do love me some Avenged Sevenfold, and Carry On is a great song.
It is.
It's pretty fucking beast. I do like me some Avenged Sevenfold. It would be nice to see both, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
You know who I wouldn't have back?
Who?
Eminem.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that.
Nope. I found the telephones in 5. I was like, oh cool, another Siegeman song, and then it was like Eminem. I was like, no, God, I downed myself just to start again because it was that bad.
Fair enough.
It was hideous.
Yeah. So, is that all we have, or do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that is all we had to say about this.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you've watched all the way to the end, I know this has been a very lengthy video, about our ideas and thoughts on Black Ops 2. But we did have a lot to say. I mean, there's been a lot released in that trailer that we can look at and admire and dribble over. So it's been good, and we're certainly being kept in suspense here by old Treyarch.
That is what I love about Treyarch trailers. You don't get enough to think about, but not enough to tell you what's actually there.
Exactly. Yep. It is a bitch and a blessing at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been Curly Cymru.
I've been Simbabble. Don't forget to like this video, comment on this video if you did enjoy the thoughts, or perhaps write some of your own thoughts in the bottom of the comments. We'll probably write you back. We do that a lot with the comments. Anyway, we will check back with you guys in a couple of days. Keep sexy. What is up, you guys? I am Simbabble.
And I'm Curly Cymru.
And you are watching The Collateral Problem. Well done, you guys. So this is one of the very few serious videos that we're actually going to be doing. And it is going to be on our thoughts of the Black Ops 2 zombie trailer. So it's going to include stuff that we'd like to see and what we have seen. So yeah.
Yeah, so if we start off with the stuff we'd like to see.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the other day, and we just jotted some stuff down in this book I have right in front of me. And we were talking about if there's going to be a new box, if there's any box at all.
Yeah. Because personally, you know, I did like the idea of the box, but I feel that I get screwed over so often by the box. But it's kind of hard to imagine it without the box, because I mean, it was in World at War and then Black Ops. So I don't know what they could do instead. You got any ideas on that?
Maybe they'll have, like, difficult ways to get better guns.
For instance?
Saying I have to jump across, like, a small chasm to get, like, a ray gun or something.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But what we also said as well was, perhaps you get given a gun, and your gun levels up with you, sort of like it does in Modern Warfare 3. Obviously, the different companies who do the two different Call of Duties, but still, the idea might still have been there since Black Ops 1, that they wanted to level up the guns so they're better, and, you know, maybe that's just in campaign, and then you've got the box in survival mode or whatever. So yeah, it'd be something to look at.
Okay, now if we move on to perks. The perks we'd like to see is like a lightweight thing. Like lightweight pro, like you can run faster, or your guns don't weigh anything. So like, say the HK-21 still there, maybe, if it is, or like an M60. They like quite heavy.
Yeah.
And if you manage to buy this lightweight perk, then you could just sprint around for ages with like normal speed.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And a fire resistance, like as you can see in the trailer, the last like map thing, there's lava pools. So
we would love to see. Well, perhaps just a resistance altogether. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like elements. Maybe there is a map where it is cold. Like in Call of the Dead, you get frozen if you stay in that lake for too long. Perhaps there's just an elemental resistance perk. Perhaps.
Just maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So drops now.
Well, we had a couple of ideas with the drops, didn't we? I mean, we had some nice ideas. And one of which was that you could perhaps have negative perks. So if you pick them up, they screw you over. For instance, your all your perks get taken off you for 30 seconds if you pick up this drop or whatever. So
yeah. And say you bought like double tap, and if you picked up this drop, it'll make your guns fire at half the rate they normally would.
Yeah, so the opposite to double tap.
Yeah. So and then some good perks could be like you get unlimited grenades or ammo, like max ammo.
Yeah, but for a certain amount of time, and then perhaps a bottomless clip drop, which is basically you won't have to reload for as long as that drop is active. Because that would be quite a good one if you're stuck in a tight situation and you can just fire the fuck out of everyone who's cornering you or whatever. So you have got a heavy machine gun, light machine gun, sorry. You've got a light machine gun, that would certainly help you out. Like that.
Or maybe you've had like an RPG and you need to get rid, like, your teammates are stuck in a corner, you can just like,
Yeah, how'd it go? Just like that. Yeah, or maybe even if the thunder gun is back, you could just fire the thunder gun at, 112 people.
And that takes us on to our next point, which is power guns.
Yes, it does. Now, you go.
Okay, we were just wondering, are there going to be any power guns just to make it that more challenging, or will they bring some back?
What would you like to see? If you could only have one power gun from either World at War or Black Ops, which one would you have back?
The one